Welcome students, and I am Ravi Shankar. See, in our last video, I have covered up to the triangulation method with the help of which the distant object like a tree or the height of the tree or the height of a tower can be calculated. So the second method with the help of which the larger distances can be measured is the parallax method. So using this parallax method, one can able to determine the very large distances such as the distance of the planet or the distance of a moon or the distance of a star from the surface of the earth. So that I have written here, very large distances such as distances of planets, moon or a star from the earth's surface can be measured using this method. What do you mean by this parallax? Parallax means apparent change in the position of the object. What do you mean by that apparent change? The position of the object is not changing actually, but it appears to get changed. Since it appears to get changed, we are calling it out as an apparent change. For example, I will be saying a small example. See, let us consider our forefinger, and I am placing my forefinger here. I am seeing this forefinger by closing with one of my eye. By closing the left eye, and if I am seeing with the right eye, the position is here. Now, open the left eye and close the right eye. So repeatedly you do that. You close one eye, look at this, and you close the other eye and look at the finger with the other eye. So when you are doing like this, I think you are very clear. You just put your finger in front of you. By looking through that finger, looking at the finger, you close one of your eye. By closing one of your eye, I am seeing it with my left eye. So the position is seen like this. After some time or immediately, you close your left eye and see it with the right eye. So when you are doing it alternatively, when you are seeing your finger alternatively closing the left finger and the right finger immediately, you can see the finger appears to move here and there. But actually, the finger is not at all in motion. But it appears to move here and there. That change in position, that appears to change in position is called to be parallax. Why this is happening? Because the two eyes are placed at a small distance. The distance between the two eyes, we are calling it out as the basis. From the two eyes, the line of sight is going on like this. So the angle between the two lines of sight from the two eyes is called to be the parallax angle. So what is meant by parallax? Parallax means apparent change in the position of the object with respect to the background. Actually, there is no change in the position of the object, but the position of the object appears to change. That we are calling it out as the apparent change. Best example is what I have demonstrated. You look at your finger by closing one of your eye. Then open the second eye and close the first eye. Like this, you repeat it. You can observe that the finger appears to move here and there, even though you are not moving your finger. That phenomenon, we are calling it out as the parallax. Now, the distance between the two positions of the eye, one is the left eye and another one is the right eye. That distance, we are calling it out as basis. Based on this concept called to be parallax, I am going to determine the distance of a distant object like a planet or a moon or a star, etc. Let us consider. So first of all, let us define what do you mean by parallax. So I can state like this: parallax means there is no actual change, but it appears to change. So we are saying parallax means apparent change. Parallax means the apparent change in the position of the object, with respect to the background. Okay, with respect to what? With respect to the background. With respect to the background, when the object is seen from two different positions. See, when you are closing one of the eye, the position that you are seeing is the left eye. Then when you are closing the left eye, the position that you are seeing the object is with the right eye. So when you are considering the object is seen, object is at one place, that object is seen with two different eyes, two different positions, then the object appears to shift its position, but it is not actually shifting. That change, we are calling it out as the apparent change. Now, the distance between the two positions, isn't it, that we are calling it out as the basis. So we can write the distance between the two positions of the eye is called as basis, and we are representing this basis with the letter B. Now I will be explaining it with the help of a diagram by taking the left eye and the right eye. You see, I will be drawing a diagram here. So at one position I am having the left eye, and at the another position I am having the right eye. These are the two positions of vision. The distance between the two positions, we are calling it out as the basis. The basis is represented by the letter B. Let us consider the object is placed at the point O. Let it be my finger. So the distance between the object and L, this is the line of sight. From the left eye, the line of sight to the object is OL. Then from right eye, the line of vision or line of sight is OR. Now the angle between the two lines of sights or from the two positions which is making with O is taken to be theta. This angle theta, generally called to be parallax angle or otherwise called to be paralytic angle. So let us consider this angle as parallax angle, or this is otherwise called to be paralytic angle. Now let us have a small explanation. So take like this, you consider an object, okay, consider an object at O, okay. First of all, what you are going to do, you are going to look at the object with your left eye, closing the right eye. And then you are going to see the object with your right eye, closing your left eye. So the angle between the two line of sights is considered to be the parallax angle or the paralytic angle. So the next one, let capital R, L and capital R represent. So capital L and capital R represent the positions of what? Represent the positions of left and right eyes. Left and right eyes or left and right eye. Now, what we have to do? Keeping one of the eye closed, the object should be viewed with the other eye. So, keeping, I am writing, keeping left eye closed. Left eye closed. The object is viewed with, I am writing, the object is viewed. The object is viewed with the right eye. Right eye. And what you have to do? You have to repeat the same procedure by closing the right eye, and the object is viewed with left eye. And you repeat it by seeing the object with the left eye, seeing the object with the left eye, closing the right eye. So this is the procedure, closing the right eye. So this we are taking it as the procedure for doing this activity. Closing one eye, look at the object, then open the first eye and close the second eye and look at the object. Now, the two line of sights, one from the left eye and another one from the right eye. The two line of sights, okay, the two line of sight. One is OL, another one is OR. produces, okay, produces an angle in between the two line of sight. So produces an angle. Let us consider that angle be theta, and that angle theta is called as parallax angle. It's called to be parallax angle. First of all, I have explained, and after explanation, I have written what you have to write it in your examination. So since you are not having your book, you can study with this as it is. While listening, you just take the notes and then you study it with the help of your notes. It will be very useful and you can easily able to understand. So the two line of sight, one is OL, another one is OR. In between the two line of sight, you are having a small angle theta to be produced, and that angle theta, we are taking it as parallax angle or paralytic angle. Now you see, OL and OR can be considered as an arc of a circle because this is the center point. So this OL or this OR can be producing a part of the circle. So part of the circle is an arc, or we can say it as a sector. So let us write OL and OR can be considered as, we can't say that left eye and right eye are along the same straight line. It is considered to be in a small circular position. So OL and OR can be considered, okay, can be considered as the radius of the circle. Considered as the radius of what? Radius of the circle. And let us take what is L and R called to be basis. So LR, which is taken to be basis, represented as B, can be treated as, that length AB can be treated as arc of what? Arc of the circle. Arc of the circle. So that is what I told. This OLR, this is acting like a sector. That is, in a circle, a small part, that L and R forms a part of a circle. So it is considered to be a sector. Then OL and OR are the radius. Now you write OL is equal to OR is equal to, let us consider this as X, the distance of the object from my eye. So OL is equal to OR is taken to be X. Then already we have taken LR is equal to B, that is the basis. See, you know the formula for length of the arc. See, let us consider, this is mathematics. Length of the arc you might have studied in your 10th standard in sector. So length of the arc is given by the formula theta divided by 360 into 2 pi r. 2 pi radian is equal to 360 degree. So length of the arc is equal to r into theta. The same principle that I am going to use here. Here the length of the arc is LR. So LR is equal to the distance x into the angle theta. So using this I can write. How I can write? Therefore, what is LR? LR is considered to be B. What is R into theta? R is, we can write it out as OL, or I can write OR, multiplied it with the parallax angle theta. OL is equal to OR is equal to X. So therefore I can write B is equal to, instead of OL, I can take small r, multiplied it with theta. Or instead of small l, I can consider it as X, because in our diagram OL and OR are taken to be X. So I am writing B is equal to X into theta. So what is the value of X now? That is the distance of the object from our eye, from the observation. So X is equal to, you can get the value as B by theta. So the distance can be calculated by knowing the distance between the two eyes, or the two positions of the line of sight and the parallatic angle. So from this X can be calculated. So what I can write? I can write like this, that is knowing, okay, knowing B. B is the distance between the two positions of the eyes, or distance between the two positions, and theta. What is theta? Theta is considered to be the parallatic angle between the two line of sights. One can calculate the distance of the object from the point of observation. that is x. One can calculate x, that is approximately, or which is, let us write like this, which is approximately, parallax means approximate, approximately, which is approximately the distance between, or the distance of the object, from the eye, or from the point of observation, So I think you should have understood this. See, if the object is like a moon or like a star, then this theta will be very, very small, because due to the large distance. In that case, what we have to do is, the 2 points of observation should be sufficiently large or sufficiently spaced on the surface of Earth. Okay, let us consider a special case here. Here we have done the parallax with the help of our eye, and the object that I am placing is nearer to my eye. But at the same time, if you are considering an object at a very large distance, like distant object like a moon or a planet or a star, then what we have to do, due to that long distance, the angle between the two line of sights will be very small. In order to get a considerable amount of angle, what I have to do is, I have to take 2 positions on the Earth's surface which are widely spaced or largely spaced, so that we can able to get the angle called to be parallax angle to be an considerable amount. So let us consider that as a note. What is that note? Let us write it with the help of another color. See, if the object, okay, if the object is far away from Earth, like a moon, or a planet, or a star, then theta is very small. Theta is very small due to the large distance. Due to the large distance of the object, from the Earth's surface. See, in that case, what we have to consider, in that case, in order to get a considerable amount of parallax angle, the 2 positions that are taken on the Earth should be spaced. So, in that case, let us take like this. In that case, the 2 points of observation, or the 2 positions of observation, should be sufficiently spaced, on the surface of Earth. On the surface of what? On the surface of Earth. Why? So that the parallax angle is considered to be a considerable amount. So this method, we are calling it out as, or taking it as, the parallax method, with the help of which we can able to determine the distant objects like moon, star, or a planet. So the next task is how you can use this method to determine the distant object like moon. How we can able to do that. So that is the next concept. So let us go with the next one. What is the next point that I am going to deal with you is, see, determination of, I am going to determine. So I am writing determination of the distant object, determination of distance of a distant object, distance of a distant object. The distant object that I am considering is moon. So how I can able to determine the distance of the moon with the help of what? With the help of parallax method. Let us consider like this. See, at the lower end, I am taking the surface of the Earth. Okay, let us consider the Earth like this. In that earth, I am taking 2 points. One of the point as A and another point as B. And this distance, let us consider it as what? Let us consider it as the basis. So let this be B or let this be B, whatever may be. So one of the position from where I am going to look at the moon is A. Another position from the ground level to look at the moon is B. Usually we will be saying A and B are. Okay. Usually we can say that A and B are two diametrically opposite points. Diametrically opposite points or opposite positions on the surface of the earth. Opposite points on the surface of the earth. So the distance between the 2 points is equal to the diameter of the earth. Now what I am going to do, from A I am going to look at the moon. Let us consider here, I am taking here the moon. So from A I have to look at the moon, and from B I have to look at the moon. But the distance is very large. First of all, what you have to consider? From A, I have to look at what? From A, I have to look at a distant star S1, so that the line of observation or line of sight is considered to be a straight line. Line of sight is considered to be a straight line. Similarly, from B, you look at a distant star, let it be S2, and the line of sight will be a straight line from B, so the line of sight will be like this. Now from A, you look at what? From A, you look at the moon. In order to measure the angle, I have taken like this. When you are looking at the moon, the line of sight is from here A to the moon. Let us represent the position as M. So AM is the line of sight, like this. Similarly, you look at the moon from the point B. What will happen? The line of sight will be like this. Now, there is an angle between the straight line and this slanting line. So here an angle is developed and here another angle is developed. This is also called to be parallax angle. Let us take this as theta 1 and let us take this parallax angle as theta 2. Sum of these two angles, theta 1 plus theta 2, is equal to theta. That is the parallax angle theta available in between the two line of sights which are meeting at the point M. Clear? So we can't able to measure this theta directly, or it may be difficult. So in practice, what we will do, at the position A, we will be having a range finder or a telescope, and we will be seeing a distant star. So it will be a straight line. Then from that, how much angle I am rotating to see the star. So this angle we are calling it out as theta 1. Similarly, from B, I am seeing the straight line. I am seeing a star, the distant star. So it will be a straight line. From that, I am turning the telescope towards moon. So the angle through which it is rotated can be giving you theta 2. Sum of these two angles will be equal to the angle subtended at the moon from the 2 points of observation. That is theta. So I have written it as theta equal to theta 1 plus theta 2. So if you want explanation, I can write. See, from A and B, theta 1 and theta 2 be the parallax angle, of moon with respect to what? With respect to distant stars, what are they? S1 and S2. When I am at A, I am looking at S1. When I am at B, I am looking at S2. So then I am rotating the telescope to see the moon. The angle described is called to be the parallax angle of the moon with respect to what? With respect to the star. So with respect to observer what? With respect to observer, sum of the two. Are you able to understand? Now we can able to get what is the total parallax angle. So this total parallax angle, we can say it out as theta 1 plus theta 2. See, here I have done from A and B, theta 1 and theta 2 be the parallax angle with the moon with respect to distant stars S1 and S2, which could be determined by, which could be determined with the telescopes, which could be determined with a telescope, Okay. Now, what is the total parallax angle then? I can write total parallax angle theta equal to theta 1 plus theta 2. What is the total parallax angle? This theta 1 plus theta 2 is nothing but angle AMB, isn't it? Angle AMB is called to be theta 1 plus theta 2. Now you see, we will be measuring theta in radian. What is the value of theta? Use that length of the arc formula. See, let us take like this. This distance MA, okay, this distance MA is equal to this distance MB is nearly equal to OM or MO. What is O? Let us consider a center point as O. Drop a vertical line from moon. So you will be getting this distance as O. This is the actual distance between the Earth and that of the moon. Let us consider that the distance as capital D. If so, MA is equal to MB is equal to MO is equal to capital D. I can take this distance AB as B, or I can take it out as small b. This distance, I am taking it as diameter, small b. Then how I can write the formula? See, using that length of the arc formula, basis B is equal to, here instead of basis, you will be having what? You will be having AB is equal to, this is the arc. So length of the arc is equal to distance. What is that the distance? We can write M into O or A into M or B into M, whatever may be, multiplied it with theta. What we are in need of? We are in need of the distance MO. So what is this MO? I can get the answer as AB divided by theta. See, when you are considering the values, capital D, small d, etc., then I can write the distance of the moon from the surface of the earth, capital D, is equal to, what is AB? AB, I am writing it as small b, divided by what? Divided by the parallax angle theta. So using this formula, I can able to determine the distance of the moon from the surface of the earth. So they have, see in your book, they have stopped up to this. They have stopped with this formula itself. MO equal to AB into theta, AB by theta. For simplicity, I have taken like this. If the distance MO, distance of the surface of the earth to moon is capital D, and AB, if I am taking it as the diameter of the earth, small b, or the distance between the two positions of the observation, and the theta is the parallax angle, then I can write distance capital D is equal to small d divided by theta. Thus, the distance of what? Thus, the distance of moon can be determined. Distance of moon can be determined with the help of what? Moon can be determined using parallax method. Using parallax method. See, using the same parallax method, we can also determine the diameter of the moon that was being given in your book as a problem or as a question in back of the book. So diameter of the moon can also be determined using this parallax method. That I will discuss in my next video. Okay, so here I will be stopping with this parallax method in order to determine the distance of the distant object. Based on this, you are having a problem. So the problem is considered to be what? The problem is considered to be example problem, and that example problem is problem number 1.2. So I will be going with the problem, or I will be writing the problem, and let us try to do the problem if you are not having the book. If you are having the book, you just go through the book. What it is given. See, the example problem, which is considered to be 1.2. What it is given is the parallax angle which was being developed at the moon, but when an observer is placed at a distance of 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6 meters square. What happens? See, theta, the angle of angle that was being given as, or paralytic angle that was being given as 1 degree 55 minutes. I am not having my book nearby. So, from my memory, I am saying what is the problem? The problem is the paralytic angle given is theta, which is equal to 1 degree 55 minutes. Then the basis is being given. The basis is considered to be, okay, the basis is considered to be 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6 meters into 2. Then we have to calculate what? We have to calculate what is x. What is x? See, into 2 means they have given the radius of the earth. But the basis means it is the diameter. See, when you are considering the surface of the earth's surface, on that earth we are considering 2 points. One of the point is A, another point is B. This distance, either we are taking it as small d or the basis. What it is given in your book is, instead of this diameter AB, they have given the radius of what? The radius of earth. So radius of earth is from the center to one of the edges, which is 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6 meters. So while I am writing this total distance B, or the diameter is considered to be B. I have multiplied it with what? Multiplied it with the 2, or you can write 2 into 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6 meters. That is the basis. What is x? That is, you are asked to calculate the distance of the moon from the surface of the earth. So how you can able to calculate? Already we have done the formula like this. Capital D is equal to small d divided by theta. Here, instead of capital D, they have given it out as x. Instead of small d, they have given it out as b. And in theta is theta. So in this formula, I have to substitute the values and get the distance of x. See, base is no problem, but the theta is given in what? Theta is given in 1 degree 55 minutes. This should be represented in terms of radian, not in degree. So how I can convert? I can write theta equal to 1 degree equal to 60 minute plus 55 minute. So I will be getting 5, then 6 plus 5, 11. I am able to get it out as 115 minute. So again, I am writing it in seconds. 115 minute, multiply it with the 60. So 115 multiplied it with the 60 means, then it is in terms of seconds. Already I have told you that 1 second is equal to 4.85 into 10 to the power of minus 6 seconds. Therefore, 115 into 60 seconds is equal to how many radians? I can write 4.85 into 10 power minus 6 multiplied with not second, it is considered to be in radian. So 4.85 into 10 power minus 6 into 115 into 60 radians. So you take this value and substitute it here. What will be your answer? See how I can write. What is x? I can write the value of x is equal to, what is b? B is this one, 2 into 6.4 multiplied with 10 power 6 divided by, what is theta? Theta should be written in radian. What is the value? I can write like this, 15 into 60 seconds multiplied with 4.85 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So you simplify and get the answer. That is your task. On simplification, you will be able to get the answer as, see this, when you are multiplying this, you will be getting, here you will be getting 0.8, 6 into 2, 12.8 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by, when you are multiplying and simplifying, you are getting the answer as 3.34 into 10 to the power of minus 12. You have to do the calculations either with the help of logbook, or you have to multiply and simplify. On simplifying this, the answer that you are getting is 3.83 into 10 to the power of 8 meters. So the distance x is equal to 3.83 into 10 to the power of 8 meters. Hope you should have understood this. You just try to do this problem in your own way. Don't copy it from my board. You should do it in your own way so that it will be easier for you to do the calculations in your examination. Hope you should have understood this. So let us see the next concept in our next video. Until then, goodbye and thank you from Ravi Shankar. Thank you.